What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Man, I've got piles of stuff to show you guys from the flea market, yard sales, because we went to the Townwide yard sale, GameStop, PAX, got all kinds of stuff. So let's get it started. First thing we're gonna do is get started with this small stack right here. This is actually from PAX East. I don't know if the video has posted yet as of this video. I believe it has. But I went to PAX East 2025. I also went a couple years ago. I think it was 2023, if you guys want to check out that video as well. I did a couple of interviews, one with Atari and also one with Limited Run Games, which is a total shocker. First, Atari. Interviewed Atari. Actually ended up going back and purchasing one of my favorite computer games as a kid, Roller Coaster Tycoon. I have not opened this yet. I'm excited to play it. I really hope they update this for the Switch too, because that would be super cool if they did. Such a fun game to play on the PC, and looking forward to playing it on the Switch. Hopefully they update this for the Switch too, where you can actually use the mouse controls. That would be amazing. I unexpectedly got caught by Limited Run Games, Jeremy. Guy was super awesome, super nice. I believe he did something with media, and really super nice guy. We had a nice probably 20 to 30 minute conversation off camera, and then I had about a nice 15-minute conversation on camera. Jeremy was nice enough to gift me 2 games from Limited Run Games, so I can't tell you how appreciative I am of that. So Sam and Max Save the World. So that's pretty cool. I've never played Sam and Max Save the World, so that would be interesting. And we got Bloodstain, Curse of the Moon. So this is cool. These are actually limited run numbered games. This is number 249, and Sam and Max Save the World is actually limited run game number 563. I can't believe they have that many games for the PS4. That's insane. I do miss the days of walking to the Best Buy where I could just walk in there and get a couple limited run releases. They were doing that, if you guys didn't know that. And if you go on Best Buy's website, you can actually still find them here and there. So that was a cool time to do that. It was for a couple of years, but they ended that relationship, unfortunately. Well, one of them did. Well, you guys know I am a physical media collector. That doesn't just go for games, but that goes for music and movies as well. Picked up some movies. I always like to watch a different movie every night, and my collection's always growing. This week it grew quite a bit when I picked up a couple movies I've never seen before, starting with Battleship Galactica, if I could say that. I saw the original one a long time ago, Blood and Chrome. I didn't even know they did, this was like a series of movies. So we also got a double feature with Bloodsport and Time Cop with Van Damme. Remember Van Damme? Awesome movies. We got The Last Starfighter. I don't know what this is about, but it sounded cool. Sci-fi. Let me know if you guys seen it. I've never seen or heard of this one. And when I saw this, I was shocked. Each one of these cost $1. I always love to upgrade my collection to Blu-rays if possible. If I see Blu-rays, I'll replace my DVDs. But I've never seen this one before, and it's interesting. I don't know when this came out, but Masters of the Universe. Does anyone remember this coming out? It's on VHS. It's got one of these weird, like 90s snap things. So, yeah, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. I don't think they make these anymore like that. The DVD cases, I hate those DVD cases. Everything's cardboard, there's no plastic. But I've never knew they made a movie for Masters of the Universe. So let me know if you guys have seen this one. This stack here is actually all from the Townwide yard sale. So if you watched the Townwide yard sale video, you actually saw me pick these up. I think the guy's name was Kyle. Kyle, if you're watching this and I got that wrong, I'm sorry. If your name's not Kyle, but I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Kyle. Very nice guy. Started buying digital games. Ugh, why is he doing that? I know, right? So we picked up a couple things. He gave me a really good deal. I think I paid, I want to say, maybe $30 or $35 for everything. But we got Gears of War 4. We've got, I always like Need for Speeds, but we got Need for Speed 4. He really recommended this game, The Evil Within. And then we got a bunch of Call of Duties. We're going to sell these because I actually when I played Call of Duty, I always played on the Xbox. I have every single Call of Duty game that I ever played and ever owned. So I never have traded games in. So we got Call of Duty Ghosts. We're going to sell these. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Imagine these was like, all of these were like $60 a piece. We got Call of Duty World War II. This was a good one. I like the World War II ones. Those were fun. We got Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Let me know if you're a Call of Duty person. Let me know what the best one is in the comments below. I feel like Call of Duty's definitely fallen off. He felt the same way. It's not like it used to be anymore. And we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I guess. Yeah, we used to play these for hours, and we don't play them anymore. Also, we got Fallout 4, and last but not least, Rainbow Six Siege. Xbox is kind of falling off too. With a lot of their stuff. You go in like Target and Best Buy and there's actually no Xbox stuff, as well as Walmart. I noticed that too. They're getting rid of the Xbox section, which is really sad to see. This is the third time this has actually happened. I was going to say second time this has happened to me, where I picked out a console and started collecting for it or playing it and it's gone away. I started with Sega Master System. Then I had Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast. Of course, Sega no longer making systems anymore. When I was a kid, I got a TurboGrafx 16, which was a one and done system. That and the TurboGrafx, what was that thing? Express, the portable system, and the Duo. I never had the Duo, but or the Express, but I have the Express now. It's crazy. Every time I pick a system, it goes away. So I'm on Xbox now, and Xbox is gone. I just bought a Switch too, so I'm finally with the Nintendo stuff. And as you can see, I got the Nintendo stuff behind me too. I got the Game Boy kiosk and the Super Nintendo kiosk. But hopefully this is not an omen. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't go away because I bought a Nintendo system. Next pile is a Misc pile, and we're going to start with these here. And I actually have 3 of them out of order. Let's put it back in order. We got some PSP games, and we got 3 of them, kind of. Do you guys remember the Sony PSP, the UMDs? Well, we got some UMDs. I love Jim Henson, although I think this movie was really weird, The Labyrinth. I'm not a big fan of that. I know there are some big fans of that. And Dark Crystal. Unfortunately, one of them. So, Dark Crystal is in there. So, it has Dark Crystal in there. However, the Labyrinth one, okay, and I only paid $2 for this because that has Pac-Man in it. So, that kind of sucks. So, we're going to take that out. We'll put that in an empty case. Star Wars Unleashed. Which is one of the games, has a better game in it, Grand Theft Auto, but I already have Grand Theft Auto also, so that becomes loose. I paid $5 for Dark Crystal for the UMD, and then I paid $2 for each of these, and we're going to put these in our loose bin case, and then separate the game and put that in our loose game pile. And hopefully one day we'll continue them. It's weird, the UMDs, man, I don't remember them making so many movies. I don't know how many they made, how many movies, how many games, but it's kind of crazy to come across some of these. You're like totally surprised and shocked to see these once in a while. Alright, this next stack comes from all over the place. We'll start with another, since we're on the PSP stuff. This came from my local GameStop Retro. We got Ace Combat. I always liked Ace Combat. We got 2 games from the flea market from the Elephant's Trunk. We got Mario Party 8, which looked like it had been resurfaced at one point, and we got Wii Sports. You guys probably saw that if you saw an Elephant's Trunk video. This small stack here came from the Townwide yard sale. One of the people from last year who I bought a Game Boy SP from messaged me and said, hey, I got some more video game stuff for sale. Are you interested? And I said, oh, send me a picture. And the only thing I was interested in that she had was Donkey Kong Country Returns strategy guide for the, I don't even know what it's for actually. What is that, for the Wii? I think it's for the Wii, right? I was never a big Donkey Kong guy. I think I'm gonna get into it though, because I pre-ordered Donkey Kong Bonanza for the Switch 2. Also today I got Pokemon the Movie 2000. This came from the tag sale. Actually got that yesterday, not today. Also yesterday I got the original Terminator. I had Terminator 2 and 3. I didn't have the original Terminator. I think I'm gonna watch this one tonight. So that was pretty cool. Paid $1 for the 2 movies. And then we got also from the Townwide yard sale, we've got Top Secret Episode. I thought this was cool because this was actually from a viewer that lived in my hometown, and it actually had the manual. So there's your game going in my collection. Thank you very much. He pretty much had it at retail. It was $5. But he was asking that. It was asking $1 for the CD. I ended up throwing the CD in for free. So $5 for the little bundle there. And then at another yard sale, I I don't know if I want to do this or not, or I want to go down this wormhole, but I seen another guy doing it, and I thought it was funny, because you guys know, if you've been watching long enough, I'm a big Simpsons fan, but there is a guy out there that collects copies of the Simpsons movie. And I don't know if I want to go down that wormhole or not, but I kind of just did. I buy this one for $1. So I got another copy of the Simpsons movie. I feel like I might have this, and I gotta double check my collection before I open it, because this is brand new sealed. The Men Who Stare at Goats, and this movie is awesome. I really enjoyed this movie quite a bit. George Clooney's in it, Jeff Bridges, so there's some big good actors. Kevin Spacey, one of the actors that says "and the goat." But really awesome movie. As a kid, we had 2 VHSs. We didn't grow up with a lot of money, and we only had 2 VHSs, and one of the 2 was the movie Beaches, and the other one was the movie Rain Man. So I've already bought this on VHS, but this one was brand new sealed for $1 at the same yard sale that I got the Men Who Stare at Goats and the Simpsons movie. So I figured since it was sealed for $1, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this. So I picked this up as well for $1. The Townwide yard sale was actually 2 days. One was Saturday, which I had to work. It also rained, so a lot of it got rained out. I went again today, and I made out okay. I ran into one woman that didn't have any video games out, but when I stopped by, I asked her. She said she had some Sega stuff down, and then came down with some PlayStation stuff instead. She said she couldn't find the PlayStation, sorry, the Sega stuff. But we got some decent games. We got The Legend of Dragoon. Unfortunately, it's the greatest hits version. I paid, I think, $2 for that. It's 4 discs. One of the discs are missing disc 4. So I don't know how important disc 4 is, but we're missing disc 4. I'm hoping that maybe she has more PlayStation 1 games, and maybe we'll get it in another case, disc 4, or maybe it's in the PlayStation 1. I'm hoping one of those 2 things happen, or maybe it's in a PlayStation 2, or maybe she has a backwards PlayStation 3. I don't know. So we'll find out. Also, she brought this down, the Tarzan game, and I was like, whatever. And then I opened it up, and inside that one is Digimon. So whoever owned these, whether it was her ex-husband, her boyfriend, whatever, did not put things back in the correct cases. We also got Crash Tag Team Racing, and the Mark of Cry. I think that's how you say that. So nothing crazy. I think out of all of them, this would be the most valuable one. But being a disc is missing, that definitely has a hurt on it. So we'll see. Hopefully we can pick up the other one. I'm waiting for her to message me back on the Sega stuff. She also thought she might have a Game Boy. So hopefully we can go back and pick that stuff up as well. This was actually from today as well. This was really cool. I didn't look at the value of this, but we had a really nice conversation about video games and stuff, and the guy had a lot of boxed video game stuff. And it's funny, every year I go to this one yard sale. I didn't record this time. And his neighbor was over, and I was like, "Are you the guy that's always said you have a lot of video games, but you won't sell them?" And the other guy goes, "Yeah, that's me." And then he goes, "Are you?" And then he pulls out of his wallet from 2 years ago my cell phone number, repeats it back to me. I said, "Yep, that's me." I said, "You always say next year I'll sell them. Next year I'll sell them." So I don't know. Hopefully it's next year. But I ended up picking up from his neighbor this. This is pretty cool. This is a Sony AM/FM, or maybe actually just FM. I thought it was AM/FM stereo in the box. Look how 90s this looks. It's pretty cool. On the one side, there's some blue, but it's also clear, very reminiscent of the 90s. It's practically brand new in the box, which is awesome. So he said that I guess this lady's boss gave it to her, and he went to Japan or China or something, and he brought this back and gave it to her. But she didn't want it, and this time he said, "Hey, put it at the yard sale." So I picked this up. I thought it was pretty cool. So we got a pile here. This came from, I didn't have this game, Rush and Attack. I've never played this one. Cover looks pretty cool on the game. This came from a local consignment store. So we got that. And then this was from the Townwide yard sale. We got 3 CDs. We got The Lion King. Can't go wrong with that. I picked this one up for my daughter, but I'm thinking I might actually have this now, Titanic. And Superman the movie. I was very excited to see this soundtrack, so that's pretty cool. These came from the consignment store as well. These are all empties, actually. He had these on the shelf, and every one of them were empty. Actually, you know what? These weren't on the shelf. They were behind the counter. And he had them all priced up. There's no games, unfortunately, in them. We got, oh, this one would have been cool. SimCity DS. I don't know, how's SimCity play on the DS? I don't know, I love SimCity 2000, I don't know. Smash Bros. Hopefully I can complete some of these with my collection. And, yeah, Mario Party DS. So every one of these were empty. We got this from the town church sale. This was the only video game that I saw there. I was one of like the first 15 or 20 people in there. We were all went in at the same time. And this for some reason was on a different table, and it was Metroid Prime. Pretty cool. I paid, I think, 50 cents for this. Kind of crazy. This came from also from the Consignment shop. He bought a bunch of Sega Genesis games. We got Golden Axe. I thought this was really cool to find. It's something that you don't typically find. He had a bunch of games. He had Tailspin for the Genesis, which I wanted to buy it. But all the games were disgusting. A lot of them had mold on them in the cases and on the manuals, and they were in a damp, you could tell they were in a damp basement. It still had that smell to it. But we did get Golden Axe. That one sort of has that smell, but it's not that bad. I cleaned it up best I could. I think I cleaned this one. You know what? We're going to put this in a pile to clean. Just in case. Just in case, we'll put that in the to clean pile. We got one more small pile, and then that's going to be the end of the video. I was shocked to see I did not have Monopoly for the Nintendo 64, which is shocking. I was like, this doesn't look familiar. So I looked in my price charting app, and I didn't have it, so we picked that up. This came from the flea market, as well as The Legend of Zelda Link from the Past booklet and Super Mario Advance booklet. Guy was actually a viewer, just had seen my my video of one of the videos interviewing the GameStop store manager. So he's like, is this you? I was like, yeah, that's me. My friend Sean at the flea market gave me a great deal on, I was thinking about this for a while, Resident Evil Director's Cut. It is the greatest hit version, which is fine. I love this game. I would rather have it as not the greatest hits version, but it's okay. The game plays the same. It just doesn't look as nice on display. I forgot there's a game in between here. We got Metroid Hunters, which I picked up from a local record store. This was crazy. This was only, I think, $5, so it's pretty cool. Also picked up this. This game looked awesome. This is called Super Roundabout SF Edition. So I guess San Francisco Edition. I guess that's what that stands for. And I had watched a bunch of trailers for it and a bunch of people playing it, and it just looked really cool for the Dreamcast. So I haven't picked up a Dreamcast game in a while, and this just looked really, really cool. It was at $30. I think I had a little bit of store credit. Don't remember where I got this one. Oh, you know what? This also came from the flea market, Elephant Trunk, which is GoldenEye Rogue Agent. So we got that for the GameCube. They added that to the collection. 2 discs, both are in there with the manual. One thing I started doing is if it doesn't have the manual, I no longer buy it because it's impossible. This is a rough box of the Rocketeer for the Super Nintendo. I got this for my buddy Steve at the flea market as well. The same day I got the other games. Box is in rough condition, no manual, but it's got the game in it. And he gave me this for $10, so that was awesome of him. I don't have this game. I don't know how it plays. You guys can let me know in the comments below if you guys had this. It looks like it might have been a rental at one point. It says no instructions on the back, which of course they put right on the back of the box, and it has like this scanner. To me, it looks like a rental copy. And last but not least, actually, I got one more thing. I saw this at the flea market. It was only $1. DuckTales the movie. Oh my god, you guys, I love DuckTales. As a kid, the DuckTales was my favorite movie. I would or TV show. I would watch DuckTales and I would watch Tailspin, and I would almost miss my bus to make sure I got the both of them. So that was really cool. But yeah, we'd run out of the apartment. I'd run right at the end of Tailspin. But yeah, I'd watch DuckTales and then Tailspin. Last but certainly not least, see this bag right here? Switch 2. This is awesome. This bag was exclusively with Target. All you had to do was buy anything from the Switch. I actually went in there. I don't know what I bought. I don't know if I bought anything or not. I asked if I could have a bag, and I think he gave it to me. I can't remember. But later on in the day, I actually went back and got a second bag. I asked the same guy if I could have another bag for my friend Allie, who works at GameStop. and he was nice enough to give me a second bag. So I gave one to her, and I have one here. But this is definitely the most epic pickup yet. And as of the filming this video, I have not done my unboxing video, which sucks. I really want to. I need to do it. And there we go. There it is, the Switch 2. So this is going to be interesting. You got the new Mario Kart World. You know, I was never a big Mario Kart fan until the Switch came out, so that was definitely new to me. Like I said, I was always a Sega guy, you know, followed by a you know, an Xbox guy really, and then I got into Nintendo real late. I got into Nintendo at the Wii, and I thought Mario Kart just looked childish at the time. So I was playing Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 4 and 3. So never got into Mario Kart until the Switch came out, and I enjoyed it. So this Mario Kart World looks interesting. I'm trying not to watch any spoilers, so I know nothing about it. But this is really cool. It's really weird because it's a regular Switch with a sticker on it. So that's very interesting. I have seen one other version of this box, and I'm not collecting these this time because I collected every original Switch system. And Walmart had one with a banner across the bottom that said Mario Kart on, and I thought that was really interesting. It wasn't a sticker; it was just a banner. But I've seen this is more popular as a advertisement on there. But this looks cool. I'm not doing an unboxing video yet, so I'm waiting. Oh, wait a minute, is this actually sealed? Wow, they actually sealed the system. Not really a nice sticker, but it's got a seal on it. That's a big thing with Nintendo. I'm very disappointed in them not sealing these boxes. I think it's ridiculous. You know, if you ever bought any Switch system, there was no seal on it. You know, back in the day with Game Boy, they'd put this like strip of tape on it that said Nintendo on it, so you could tell if the seal was broken. PlayStation did the same thing, and I don't get it. At some point, they just stopped. It seems like such a small security feature to do, to know it's not open, especially nowadays with digital games. You know, you would think that would be even more important. But I don't know why they don't do it. But this has that little plastic sticker seal on it, so I don't think GameStop put that on. I don't know. I'd have to ask my friend. But yeah, this is cool. We have an unboxing video planned, so I can't open it, and it sucks because I want to use it. I want to play it. I have Cyberpunk as well, and I can't play it until I do this unboxing video. And the boxing video is pretty important to me, and it's epic. And if I do it the way I want to do it, it's going to be at a location. And only certain people, it's a joke, and only certain people will get that joke. So if you're a true gamer, you'll understand the joke. If you're not, you probably won't get it. And I appreciate watching regardless. But until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.